Hey guys, karibu tena. Welcome back to my channel. Karibu means welcome in Swahili, and if you're wondering why I use that, I'm gonna try to use that as my new intro since I speak a little bit of Swahili and grew up in Kenya. So let me know in the comments down below if you like that as my new intro, me using karibu tena. So today I'm gonna give you guys a little sneak peek into how my new job is going. I made a video very similar to this when I was a nursing assistant, and it was a day in the life of a nursing assistant in the ICU. And now I'm going to present to you all a day in the life of a nurse in the ICU, specifically the cardiovascular ICU. And once again, I've talked about the cardiovascular ICU in my other video before, which you guys can check it out. I'll leave the link in the description box below. But yeah, a lot of you are wanting to see an updated video and see what I do in my new role as I transition to being a registered nurse. So that's what this video is going to cover. A little disclaimer, you will see me in a couple different scrub outfits. So I wasn't able to film all the shots that I wanted to within the same shift, but I got pieces of different shots and things that I was doing on the job, and I was able to kind of combine them all together so you guys could get an idea of at least how I set up my room when I take open heart patients, and a couple of things that I do to prepare for one. That's the majority of what you'll see, and that's why I'll be wearing different scrub outfits. Real quick before I go any further too, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video and my channel content if you like this video and want to see more. Liking the video just helps with the YouTube algorithm and helps me get some more of my content out there and be able to produce more content. So without further ado, because I really don't like or appreciate long intros, let's get into the video. Hey guys, so I'm probably in like my fourth outfit already of this video, and of course it's the least attractive ones, the OR scrubs, but I ran out of scrubs, so this is what I pulled out. But I just finished putting on my makeup. I'm still working on my coffee, and I'm dressed and ready to go, so I'm gonna hop in the car and go. Yeah, that's a giant zit that I'm trying not to pick at or let get infected. So, y'all can just ignore that. So anyways, yeah, I'm just doing my makeup, drinking my coffee, and then I'll get out of here. So the first thing that you guys are going to see me start doing is getting my room ready. So I have a little gray box, or I should say a big gray box, that I'm filling with supplies that I'm going to need in order to set up my room and prepare for the open heart patient that I'm getting. And I'm not going to give you guys any details on that or how surgery went and things like that, but some of the things that I gather supply-wise is going to be IV bags, like my primary IV tubing, some normal saline in case I need to bolus the patient with some fluid. I'm going to get little PRN adapters which go at the end of an IV or a central line, so that way we can flush it with saline easier. Here I'm getting a canister together so that it can be hooked up to the wall suction. I usually get one canister for the ventilator that the respiratory therapist is going to bring in, and then it will have a longer tube attached to it with a suction head to it, so in case the patient were to throw up for some reason or have a lot of sputum in the back of their throat, I can suction it out and keep them from aspirating. I also get another suction head and tubing, so that way I can hook the chest tubes that they'll come out with to the wall suction. Then I'm getting an ambu bag out, which is what you just saw, so in case we ever have to bag the patient during a code, that's what that is used for. I'm just getting out a few more pieces for the wall suction here. And then next I'll get out tape and some 4x4s, which is used for chest tube dressing, so that way I can change it and or stop bleeding if that is a problem. I will also get out what is called a Mepalex, which goes onto the person's lower back over the sacrum area. That way we can prevent any kind of skin breakdown, because sometimes they'll be in bed a long time and they obviously can't turn themselves, and we try to turn them, but just to prevent any kind of skin breakdown or redness over the back, we slap that patch on. I'm clearly looking for things still and trying to remember what all I need, because I usually do this off the top of my head, and I've done it for a while now, but it's the first day of that week and I'm just trying to remember everything. I will also be getting out a graduate, which is used to empty out the Foley catheter so we can measure it accurately, and urine output will be determined by how well the heart's working and whether or not the heart is getting enough oxygen and blood to the kidneys. What I just showed you were just a few things like tissues and socks. Now I'm going to get out the machine that we call the Swan Gans. This is the vigilance part of it, so it's the monitor that we'll be reading, and the patient will come out with the Swan Gans actually in their chest. So now I'm just screwing on those PRN adapters that I told you about. It's okay if you don't know what those mean, but I have to flush them, that way I don't get any air through it. And now these are primed. And basically I will just attach them to both the introducer and to the Swan Gans catheter VIP port to make sure that I can flush meds through easily. And there's part of my setup for my room. This is the Vigilance all plugged in. And then here's some other things that I have set up in the room. This is how I like to set it up. And up there is a barred box so that we can measure urine output well. And then SCD sleeves. And here I'm priming some magnesium. Almost every heart patient, unless they have bad kidneys, will get magnesium once they come out of the operating room, because magnesium is an electrolyte that we want to stay on top of and keep within normal limits, because if it gets too low, it can actually cause the heart to go into an arrhythmia. Basically, the rhythm will change. And magnesium is super important for the heart muscles to work well. So I'm just priming that. The room does not currently have a bed in it because the OR team took my bed, and by the time they come back, they'll come back with my patient. I'm in the supply closet now, and I've gotten everything together and ready for my patient, and I've got my room set up, so now I'm just waiting for a report from OR. So I'm back, but I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more specifically about what I do in the ICU, like what my roles are, and some of the things that cardiac ICU nurses specifically tend to work with. So I'm gonna show you guys a little list of the types of patients that we get. So now I'm gonna talk to you guys just a little bit about the types of patients that we normally get in CVICU. Obviously, post-open heart surgery patients, anyone needing a valve replacement or a CABG surgery. Post-cardiac catheterization, maybe they're waiting for surgery or had a stent placed. Trauma patients, we're a unit for overflow trauma if we run out of ICU beds. Thoracotomies. And then patients experiencing shock, such as sepsis or cardiac shock. And the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is some of the equipment that we use specifically on our unit. And I know that they use it in neurotrauma ICU as well, and medical ICU, which is just the general ICU patients. The overflow will go to them. But these are some of the machines that we specifically use on our floor and that we become qualified to use. We become professionals at using, and we even have to take classes to know how to use these. So that way we can become resources for other units who need to know how to use the machines when they get them. So here are some of the machines that we use on our unit. The first one is the balloon pump, and basically it just helps the heart better pump blood through, and it's a catheter. The Impella, which is kind of the same thing, except it propels blood instead of pumping it like the balloon pump. the Swan-Ganz catheter, which you guys saw me set up the machine for it. It just gives us good heart numbers that we monitor. The non-invasive cardiac output monitor, it does the same thing as the Swan-Ganz, except it's not sitting inside a blood vessel. And then continuous renal replacement therapy is just a fancy word for slow dialysis. All right, guys, and that is all that I have to share you all. I will try to maybe make a morning routine video in one of my upcoming videos, since I put a poll on Instagram and a lot of you guys wanted to see my morning routine. Maybe even a Q&A video. So if you want me to do either of those, just leave a comment down below so I know what you guys want to see most and what I need to post next. So love you all. Hope you're staying safe and healthy.